Why should I give a damn?
What's up? You're now tuned in to episode 141 of Why Should I Give a Damn? I am your host, Eric.
It's your girl, Bree Breeze the Barber.
It's your boy, Ronnie King.
It's Martin Payne.
And we back in the building once again. If you are watching us on YouTube, make sure you hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. And also for our audio listeners out there, those that enjoy podcasts the old-fashioned way, make sure you subscribe to us on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Spotify, iHeartRadio, wherever you listen to podcasts at, we're on that platform. So make sure you are hitting us up on every platform possible. We back at it again with another one for you guys with always a lot to talk about. We back in the building, man. I want to talk about something that we were supposed to talk about last week, and we didn't bring it up. It's been a conversation for the past couple weeks on the Breakfast Club and other platforms, and you know how Black Twitter and the internet go. You know, when we get on a topic, we get to debating about it hard. You know, we get to debating about it all week. And the latest topic was brought by a lady by the name of Ebony K. Williams. What's her claim to fame? Like, what does she do? What I'm trying to figure out what does she do that made her relevant enough to get a Breakfast Club interview? Is she like in politics? Or she like write a book or something? Or
she is.
I don't want to belittle her or nothing. I'm pretty sure she's doing her thing.
She promoting
Black
the
woman.
book that I seen. I never really heard of her before this situation.
The name sounds familiar.
She looks like Gina's mom off Martin. It's funny that you said Martin Payne because she looks like Gina's mom off Martin.
She's a lawyer. Okay.
She's a lawyer. I know
lawyer is relative though. Like you could have passed the bar. But at the name, she's gone viral a few times.
Yeah. And I'll get, like I said, she's a successful Black woman. Got to give her credit, give her flowers. You know, we don't want to smite her name on that. But she recently made comments where she was on the Breakfast Club after being on another podcast where she said that pretty much she was shitting on dating a bus driver, saying she couldn't date a bus driver and talking about how Black women settle for men. And she also talked about how, you know, a bus driver, a job as a bus driver is settling and that people should strive to be the owner of the bus company, and how, you know, she wouldn't date a bus driver.
She never saw Diary of a Mad Black Woman.
Yeah, she said she wouldn't date a bus driver, but she would date an owner of the bus company type of deal. Just like, you know, she said things like, I wouldn't date a basketball player, but she would date an owner and all this other stuff.
She a fucking liar.
So her mindset and what she was trying to push is, she was trying to push that, and she is right to a certain extent that Black women, what she was trying to say, settle for the lowest common denominator, and we don't strive for excellence, and we should be striving for more because, you know, the black money ain't where it's supposed to be at. So she tried to cover this up by putting her black cape on for it, but she got a lot of backlash from this. She went on the Breakfast Club, and none of them agreed with her. And I want to know what y'all think, like, as far as her view. Like, do you guys think that she's right by spreading this propaganda pretty much to women, saying, like, look, we shouldn't be settling for the bus driver. We shouldn't be settling for regular men. We should be going for the men who are the owners or who are on that other level. Because me personally,
How old is Ebony Williams, for one?
Well, it's important to note that I don't know how old she is, but I do feel like it's important to note.
Mid-30s.
She does fiddle with pink meat. She does her ex-husband.
39.
Her ex-husband was a white man.
She's 39. She's a little bit, she's teetering more toward desperate.
She's 39.
I'll be 29 next month, so I could deal with a bus driver.
She
I will say though, bus drivers, truck drivers make some pretty good money. But at one point, you're 39. I'm pretty sure that bus driver owner at 29 started off driving trucks, and at 39, he might be owning a company or started his own business. So I think that at that mindset at 39, she's wanting more. I can understand that.
She had it. Her ex-fiance was white, but I was reading how he was like a millionaire. So she was entangled with somebody who had a little money. Now, obviously, the engagement didn't work for whatever reason. I didn't look that deep, but I just saw, because she went viral the first time, and in the Breakfast Club,
she fumbled the bag.
I seen people when I saw it on Friday, she had like disable her account. Like people was on her ass, and I seen somebody with this chick with a long thread that was like her ex-husband was a millionaire. He left her, and now she's going on this crusade, low key shitting on black men. So I kind of looked into it. I read. I'm like, okay, she
and
wasn't
her
gay.
ex-husband was
Because,
white, right?
like, what does she have to offer? What does
Ex-fiance.
Ebony
That's a big
Williams
difference.
do? What does she do?
But that's what I was saying.
They
Like I
said she was a
said,
lawyer.
She's a lawyer.
But
so
my
she making good money.
point is she did at least she was in that realm. I'm not defending her, but it's not like she's.
But
you
she
know,
wasn't in the realm with the men that she's speaking of. Though.
She
Like,
was. She was engaged
she
with a
does
millionaire.
make. Yeah, and she.
But
I
he was
will say
white,
this,
though.
Ebony.
So
and
why
I-
are you even entertaining
I'm
posts
saying,
like
though,
this?
like,
If you're a
she's-
lawyer, like you're in a whole other bracket. Like
And I will say
But
this:
she
Ebony
talking
Williams
down
does
on
make
men that
money.
She don't even date though. Like
exactly.
Like that's what I understand. Like it's a lot of black men that she could have got. She didn't get them.
But then that's her preference. She said I wouldn't date a bus driver.
But I want to go back down to that
You don't
word
respect her preference?
That's her preference. She made that amount of money. Like she ain't wrong for that. But she can't talk down on
Fuck her preference.
black men
That's-
because she can't find one. And the last man she had who was white left her.
fuck her preference. And this is why I say fuck her preference. Because I feel like her and her little shit that she's spreading is exactly what's wrong with a lot of our women, black women. Is the fact that the type of man she describes, that she says that all women should be achieving and get, that's only less than 1% of the black community. Now, don't get me wrong. There's a lot of black men that are going to strive to be bigger and better things, especially now. There's a lot of black men that are going to be owners, supervisors, CEOs, CFOs. A lot of black men are on their way there. But let's just be honest. The average black man is not on that level in America. Now, we're taking strides to get there, but a lot of us aren't. So when you tell women, especially black women, that you shouldn't settle for this, you shouldn't settle for that, to me, that's subliminally to me, you're on some white meat propaganda to me. And then I look at your last man was a white man. So to me, I feel like she's subliminally trying to tell black women that y'all need to be looking for these white dudes. Because at the end of the day, most black men in our country, we got the lowest median household income in America. So I feel like black people right now, we need to be getting the basics down. Like black women, how about just finding a man with a job? Let's start with that.
That part.
Like if he has a job and he's responsible and he's willing to go to work
That's
every
what I'm
day,
saying.
then
And
that's
ladies, if
that.
you can't
Let's
find a dude with a
set the
job,
bar there
ladies, I'm
first.
sorry, I don't know. Like,
That's why y'all got to
that's-
get to take the time to really date
that's-
people. She's
that's-
saying she
that's
won't
facts.
date a bus driver. She's judging a book by its cover.
Well, that's
Take
why
the
she's
time
a
to really
divorce.
date people, get to know people. Look at just because he's a bus driver doesn't mean he doesn't have a 401k stocks and bonds.
Bree,
Doesn't mean
but
that
see-
he doesn't have
Wait, sorry, Bree.
money.
Bree, are you dating are you delivering an
How-
Uber? Wait,
And
Bree.
he's 39. He could have been driving buses since he was 19. He might
Bree,
have 20 years
Are
on the job.
you dating a guy
Making
who
close to
delivers
6 figures.
Are you delivering a guy who orders Uber Eats on the bike? He has no car on the bike. He look good, smart, but that's his money. That's his main job. He's finding himself. He's 28, no kids, but he's driving Uber Eats on the bike. Are you dating him?
As long as you can take care of me.
That
Nice
is-
caveat, which
that
is
is a
cat because he
caveat.
can't. He
As
can't.
long as you can take care of me, and you'll
Take
be able
care
to
of me
tell
is
by their
subjective, too.
you can tell by their standard of living. You'll be able to tell.
But you'll date a bus driver because, like you said, the bus drivers make a
Bus
decent amount
drivers
of money.
make a decent money. Like I'm saying, if she's around 39, she's probably dating older.
They ain't rich, but they ain't
20
broke.
plus years on the job, that bus driver is getting good money. He's making more than a teacher.
But see, his
Is
Making
this a
more
city
than
bus driver or a
driver?
school bus
but
driver?
see, his
It
50,
really depends. If you're a private school
his
bus
50
driver,
to
like,
60,000 is not enough for her. and
who
her
said he
statute.
making
I
50,
understand. I
60,000?
mean, she
He not
makes.
making.
You got truck
100
drivers
Gs.
making over 6 G's.
That's a truck
It
driver,
depends
not
on,
a bus
but
driver.
a bus
though.
driver, it depends on how many years you have on the job.
Ebony Williams
bus
is.
driver.
They
a-
have
is a-
pensions,
figures.
but it's not about, you don't know what type of side hustles you have. Like I said, you don't know about his investments. That's why you have to take the time to date. You can't just go, oh, I'm a bus driver. Okay,
And you
still
can't-
get to
That's
know
the
him.
thing. Like in our community, like the type of job you have, you get shamed for. So it's certain type of jobs like that our women want us to have.
I
Like,
might be
they
a
want
bus
fly
driver
shit.
sitting on a $500,000 trust fund. You don't
Exactly.
know. Okay?
That's
I
her
work. I
loss,
work
though.
with temps.
I might have just got a life insurance check
Yeah.
from somebody who died, but I'm a bus driver.
Yeah, I
you
work
don't
with.
know.
I
That's
work
her
with
loss.
temps that's sitting on $1 million. but they work little third shift just because they're bored, or they're putting money into a little fund and they're going to invest and they don't want to mess with their savings account. So I work with, like, people judge books by their cover all the time, but at the end of the day, the main thing we need to be searching for is a foundation, good relationships. Like I said, this Ebony Williams woman, you got into a relationship with a millionaire white dude and he called the engagement off. So he probably figured out, y'all probably figured out, I don't know what happened, but y'all probably figured out in the midst of the engagement, oh, we really don't like it. We're really not compatible.
She probably only wanted for the money.
But that's what happens when you're going for people for what they have and not how they make you feel. It's because a person can have all the money in the world, but if you're not compatible with them, if you're not, if you can't joke with them the way you want to joke, if you can't talk to them the way you want to talk, you're not having sex the way you want to have sex, you can't express yourself, all the other things. So you could be having all this money in the world. This person could be riding, dropping you off in a Bentley, pick you up, taking you back to the mansion. Everything can seem good on the outside, but if that person isn't compatible with you, you're going to be miserable. That's why you see a lot of these rich baby mamas now lashing out. You see it on Love and Hip Hop and Basketball Wives. All these chicks throwing drinks at each other. These women, a lot of them are miserable because their whole life is dependent on catering to rich niggas to maintain a lifestyle.
Imagine having money and being miserable. Like,
yeah, that's the worst. To me, if you're rich and miserable, you fail.
That's
like,
fail.
You're the bottom. You're the bottom. Like. Yeah, you super failed. That makes no sense. That's like having white privilege and being broke. Like you wasted your shit.
Facts.
So that's like homeless white people. Like, you don't get $1 from me. You fumbled your cheat code. I can't give you that. So that at the end of the day, Ebony Williams, you and your rhetoric is exactly what's wrong with the black community. Like I said, she posted the wealth. The median household income for every demographic. And, of course, black people are at the bottom. But you want to know why black people make the least amount? It's not because we're not making as much money going out. It's mostly because most of us are in single-family homes. We don't
stick together. Yep.
And why are we in single-family homes? Because a lot of us are dating people we're not compatible with. And also, you got a lot of women who aren't dating men because they have the Ebony Williams attitude. But unlike Ebony Williams, they're not a New York lawyer. They've been eating hot Cheetos since they was 11, and they got stretch marks on their face talking about I need a nigga making this, I need a nigga making that. And when Ebony Williams gets her dumb ass on there and talking this shit, her just for me perm having ass, now all of a sudden, other women feel like they want to hold this high ass standard. And the problem with that is most black men don't meet that criteria. We're not in the 1%. A lot of us are not in the 1%. And even most white men don't meet that standard. That's the 1% of men.
You could let them think that though. Like, I don't got no problem with it. Let them have their standards. They gonna learn the hard way.
There's no problem. But like, women, what y'all need to understand is, if y'all continue to make y'all standards only apply to less than 5% of men in the whole world. So if y'all want to keep catering to the low percentage numbers and trying to make a full court shot to win at life, that's on y'all. But to me, it's stupid. But hey, that's on y'all. I can't argue anybody's preference. Like I said, everybody else likes to use that preference word. You get your preferences, but be smart about it.
That's true.
Most of y'all motherfuckers, like I said, don't got a shit to qualify. At least now, to put the cape on for Ebony Williams, at least she makes 6 figures and is saying this shit. At least she's bringing money in.
She already around them type of men. That's
exactly.
Type of
so
money.
I can see why somebody like her will have that standard. You're a New York lawyer. So
that's why I can kind of sympathize with her, because when you getting money, your circle change.
Right.
Exactly. But
she's not around best drivers and garbage truck collector people. Also, you know what I'm saying? So,
but that's why we shouldn't be taking regular people should not be taking relationship advice from people who have money. I always say it all the time. People who have money, they look at relationships more like a business transactions, especially if they've been through a divorce or two already. These people, like people with money who's on a second, third divorce, everything is kind of just business. So you can't really listen to them when it comes to money. Everything is, if it don't make dollars, it don't make sense. They don't care about love no more. It's all about using money to substitute that and constantly going for that temporary happiness and re-upping. And when you got money like her and the people she fucks with, they have enough money to keep on re-upping on temporary happiness and not really needing a real partner. Us normal motherfuckers, we can't do that. We need real love. We need real affection. We need real
Real
attention.
love.
Exactly. Shout out Mary J. Blige. So
Facts.
Yeah.
at the end of the day, I mean, like I said, Ebony, you go do your thing, but I think what you're trying to spread, if that works for you and your Candace Owens circle, but for regular black people, I feel like it's detrimental to the culture, it's detrimental to the narrative, and I don't feel like any regular black women should be hearing that. Instead of looking for what a man makes, y'all need
That's
to be
true.
paying attention to how these dudes make you feel, how they treat you, how they protect you, how they provide for you, because at the end of the day, I don't give a fuck. What's happening is this basketball wives culture in the child support culture has made it so as long as you date up a man with money, they made it so well. At least now you're getting child support. And now our women are so comfortable with just swinging for the money
You might
and
not
landing
get
on
that,
child
bitch.
support.
So can I ask you a question, y'all? Because you two gentlemen have daughters. Are y'all really gonna tell y'all daughters? Like I know y'all gonna tell y'all daughters, but y'all gonna tell the daughters, fuck what he make. If he treats you right, go with him. Or you gonna tell a nigga to go with somebody stable? Like, I feel like you're not lying or capping, but I feel like you're not gonna tell your daughter, just go with a nigga who make you feel good, who drive a bus, who lazy. You're gonna want a guy with stability who make a certain
that's what I'm
amount.
saying.
Never fuck what he
A
make.
provider ain't lazy though. So if
Exactly.
you provider,
They never fuck
That's
with
why I
me.
said
lazy,
provider.
like, that's
That's not necessarily true. You could be because
don't go hand in hand,
everybody's minimum for what you got to do for a kid or family is different though. Like Bree said, providing for me could mean a plethora of things. Now, really, that means how fine you are, how
You
big
gotta
your
give
dick
people
is.
what they
But
need, not what they want though. So
Nah.
like what she want is different from like what she needs.
Like
type
I said,
shit.
I need to know that you can take care of me.
Right.
riding a bike,
And-
slinging
and-
pizza.
I can
Also-
take because I'm coming with a package. I'm coming with a +1. I can take care of my +1.
You out the
I didn't know
running.
that you can take care
You're
of
done.
me. All right. Once I figure that out,
And that's funny.
then I'll
A
add on
month
the
ago,
plus.
she was
Then we
talking about the
start
highest
sprinkling in
bidder.
the plus
Now
one.
it's you can be dirty riding a bike, take care of me and my kid. Like
I think it comes
You know,
down
I,
to
that's
two.
not
why I
adding
said
up,
me.
Bree.
I didn't say my kid. I said I need to make sure that you can take care of me. I can take care of
but
my
you said
kid.
you coming with a +1. So
I am coming with a +1, but you got to get to me before you can get the add-ons.
And then the thing
You
about
know-
it is take care of them, and then
That's fair.
take care of somebody is subjective. When people talk about
You
take
gonna make it
care,
past me, you ain't gonna meet my son.
a lot of people who are never satisfied, it's because it ain't just take care of me.
They're not
They
trying to
want
make it
all
passionate,
the
they're trying to
extra
make it
shit.
in you and dip. That's what they're trying to do.
They want all the
After
extra
the 90
shit.
day rule, then we can negotiate some terms.
Like I said, I mean,
That's why you got to do the 90 day rule. Y'all bitches fucking, and
That's
these
true.
niggas ain't got shit but a regular ass 9 to 5 working
And
at
the bum
McDonald's.
nigga ain't got nothing but time. I can wait 90 days.
Bum nigga ain't got nothing but time too, but
And wait them 3 months. Look like
You
Prince
don't know
Charming
he's a
every other
bum.
week. Borrow some money for a date.
prob-
Yeah, he'll be a
if
bum.
you don't know if
can't
that
afford
bitch,
that
if you
steak
bitches,
dinner,
if you
he's
don't
a
know if that
bum.
nigga a bum within 90 days, then you need to go get your eyes checked. I'm
Facts.
just telling you
That's
that right
facts.
now.
Well, chicks got a bad radar for seeking out bums and
A bad radar and a bad
gay dudes.
gaydar.
Apparently, yeah, like they can't.
Oh my
they
God, my
can't-
baby daddy was gay the whole time.
That
Like,
nigga been puckering his lips since 2013. You ain't know that? Like, damn. Like, I don't know.
Not fuckery.
I mean, at the end of the day, man, when it comes to the providing part, all of that shit is subjective based on what a woman feels like she needs to and requires at
That's
the time,
true.
based on wherever she puts herself in as far as her self-esteem or wherever that is. But as a father, a lot is going to come down to, you brought the point up of having a daughter and dealing with that. The thing about it is you can have a guy that's making all this money, like I said, and it's just, you know, she bringing Chris Brown home and shit, but now I'm worried about her getting her ass beat. She bringing all these other thugs. She bringing Chief Keef home and shit.
Struggling
now,
rapper.
Now I'm worried about somebody shooting her ass.
what
Like,
about just a struggling rapper who's the nicest, most well-trained nigga in the world, but he just want to rap? You know he ain't gonna take off. Get a little job here and there, but
is he working? Though?
Right.
If
It's-
I know
what's
he ain't
his
gonna
bank
take off,
account
I'm gonna tell you
looking
to
No,
leave him.
no, he not working.
Fuck that.
Is
I
my
know he
daughter
ain't gonna
worried
take off,
about?
tell you to
Is
leave
my
him.
daughter worried about her next meal or how she's gonna pay rent?
See,
and all
that
that?
No,
type of
because-
shit
no, you know
work-
why?
That type of
No,
shit
Ed,
you
you know
can
why?
deal with when you
'Cause
19,
she's
20 year old. We
Yeah,
dealing
that's
with
true.
young bitches. That's why they be going for the young bitches. 29-year-old me, you need to have something established.
That's smart. So you let
We're
your
done. We're done daydreaming and shit.
So Bree, if you had a daughter, you would kind of let her get her stupid thought phase.
yeah,
out
they
the
gotta
way?
go through that little stupid,
Get
thought,
played
gullible phase.
by
Everybody
24,
has to.
25.
I don't
settle
think
down.
I don't think we can control
By
the stupid
24,
phase. I think
when,
it's just
after
gonna happen.
college graduation years, like that's when you need to bump into reality.
That's
You
facts.
know, who can you see
Right.
yourself with for the next
Get
for,
ran
forever?
through. Do a couple gangbangs.
To me,
Get
this is
peed
a
on.
fair-
And
this
you know
is-
what?
shit.
Get serious when the diploma comes.
When it comes to women's expectations going into a relationship, and when it comes to my daughter's expectation, I feel like the fair expectation is you need to be bringing just as much as me and more is an additional. So,
But see, that's why fathers need to be in their daughters' lives.
Right.
We have girls, we have our young daughters growing up with no male role model. I grew up with a father. I have uncles. Everybody has been prominent in my life. I know what a man does for his household. The woman now, they don't have that. They don't see that. All they see is they mama out here hustling, fucking around with different niggas so she can get bills paid.
Yeah, that's true.
So now we're breeding that generation.
exactly. And then what happens is it's embedded in the woman's head is I got to get the highest bidder to get my bills paid.
Yes.
Instead of like, and because my thing is this, the reason why I don't fall for the little, okay, you make money, so I'm going to fall for you is because in a lot of cases, you don't need all this money to really be happy.
No.
What you need is two people that are willing to put in
Facts.
work, and you could be just as happy as somebody that's rich. Because at the end of the day, happiness don't really come with the money. It comes from not having to worry about shit. If you don't have to, but people with money, they don't get happiness off of, I can buy all this shit, because eventually all that shit they buy get old and regular to them.
Facts.
They get happy because I don't have to stress about
Because they got each
certain
other.
shit because I got money. So even as a regular person, you can have that if you have two people bringing it. That's why I say as a
Facts.
woman, I'm all for you saying, look, I make $40,000 a year, right? So as a woman, if you make $40,000 a year, if I'm a woman, I'm saying I make $40,000 a year. I'm okay with you saying, okay, I need a guy that at least make 40. Now we bringing in 80. That's okay. What I don't understand is you got these women making 30, 40,000 a year, but it's being bred in their head that they deserve or they have to have this big money $250,000 guy. Like that's
And they be having kids too.
it works against you. You're not gonna find
Multiple
even
dudes. You be
even
like,
a
damn.
single woman with no kids. That's fine, Ronnie. Is gonna have a hard time landing a 6-figure dude.
Depends who you are. If you like Ruby
If she
Rose
look
or something,
good,
you're
you know she
good.
won't.
You're good.
But Ruby Rose is
you
like a
put
1
your
percentile.
ass-
Nah,
You put your ass on
You been on
Instagram,
Instagram-
every
you
5
been
how
on
many
hours.
Ruby Roses do you walk past during the
Eric,
day?
have you
though?
been on Instagram lately? There's a million. Like I
No,
get
I
what
know.
you're saying.
No,
I get
I'm
what
talking about real life. In real life, and I'm not even talking about
we're
Milwaukee.
not we're not in those circles though, Eric.
But I'm
Those
saying,
girls are out and
When
about.
when you
Instagram.
walk, but
LA,
those
New
circles are
York.
few and far between. For regular niggas like us, when you're walking around, when you go out of town, when you go to LA, when you go to whatever, how many Ruby Roses are you seeing? They're out there, but it's not a lot. That she's a rare breed. That's why she's famous,
Facts.
because
Low-key,
she's rare.
some of that shit
I
they
don't-
be
I don't
wearing,
believe-
I'd
I
be
don't
like,
agree
this
with
is
that.
definitely for rich bitches because I can't put that
I
shit.
think there's
can't keep that shit
Eric. We
on
were
for
talking about
more
there's
than
a lot
30
of
minutes.
girls getting surgery. There's a lot of girls
Not coming
changing up. There's a lot of little. Only reason I say that because when you're on Instagram, all these girls look the same. So you see they're studying the
Period.
pattern. They're getting flown out.
I
It's
think y'all got
happening. It's just-
desensitized
Shout
by
out to the
Instagram.
natural
I don't
body
think that's a
bitches.
representation of real life. I think we done got desensitized by the algorithm.
You're right, but but what I'm saying is,
They
unfortunately,
perception got
the perception is
desensitized.
distorted. Therefore, the
Yeah.
girls are chasing that. That's why the problem lies. That
think
is
it's
real
Shout
really
out
life.
easy
to
to
the
get it.
natural.
But when they take the makeup off and they don't got the act, they're just regular girls nothing to
Shout
offer. So I think there's more normal girls that should focus on those guys, but they're prepping themselves for the highest bidder that they'll never get. There are a lot of Ruby Roses walking around. Whether you're in New York, Toronto, there's a lot of little Eritrean, whatever you call Somalian, fine British, Indian girls. There's a lot of them girls out there.
And there's fine African American girls.
No, but my point is, I was just going off Ruby Rose. There's a ton of them, but there's a ton that feel like I deserve that. Therefore, I'm gonna get this surgery. Like we talking about SZA. There's gonna be a ton of girls that look like SZA who's gonna chase it. I agree with everything you're saying. I just said like I physically see that. There's a lot of little fine girls that go, why should I work? There's niggas thirsty over me. Every time I post a picture,
Well,
20
bitch, pop
niggas.
that pussy then.
I agree.
Don't complain.
I agree.
If you want to
But
be one of those
that's-
bitches
but
that's
that's what
getting
they're
everything,
doing. That's-
then
and that's
you be-
why
pop that pussy
everybody
and,
got
and keep it
OnlyFans.
moving. And I don't want to see you crying on your Instagram story a couple days later.
That's why I don't want to. That's why I
Be
don't
about
want
it.
to
If
hear
you talk,
this.
if that's what you want, then be about it, bitch. All right. If
Madam
you a
Breezy
pro
back.
or you won't go.
Madam Breezy.
Well, like I said, everybody
hoes
got
out
their
the
You
barbershop.
fucking. If you not, then they leaving. What did Webby say? Shit.
Groom room brothel.
Groom
Groom.
Took the groom room day to the next level. That's wild. Oh my
Well,
God.
ladies and gentlemen, I mean, if you're listening or watching,
Y'all is
ladies that are
crazy,
watching or listening, could you date a bus driver? What are your expectations as far as like
The question
a
is, what's
guy
the
making
lowest
money?
you'll go? That's the real
What's
question.
the low? Because in real life, I see women going lower than ever when the dick is
Yeah.
when they're getting dick down.
Man, they be
Yeah.
dating
So I said,
niggas
because
that
the
don't
number
shower
one,
every day.
the
I
number
ain't
one
trying to hear that
catch in
shit.
Milwaukee, I say this all the time. The number one nigga that gets the most pussy in Milwaukee, it's two niggas that get all the pussy in Milwaukee. The drug dealers and the club promoters. Almost everybody in Milwaukee has a drug dealer, a club promoter, baby daddy. So if you can help a woman get some, if you can help a woman get some club clout, get them in VIP, some free champagne, or you can get them a 3-5 for the free or something, you're getting 90%.
The nice thing about the drug dealers is they don't work, so they can pull up whenever.
Yeah, exactly. And
that's why they're gonna always be
club
winning.
promoters work 2 times, 3 times.
If they can pull up whenever.
They can pull up whenever. That's
so,
why.
like I said, and this is why I don't be wanting to hear that Ebony Williams. You don't need to date a bus driver. To be honest with you, more black chicks need to be dating bus drivers. Because y'all dating these weed niggas. Y'all dating these little club promoter niggas. Y'all dating these rapper niggas. Y'all dating these niggas who are going y'all dating these PPE loan niggas. And then y'all end up assed out with a baby, mad at the world, mad at black men, want to go out. Everything is black man fault because your picking ability is terrible. So that's why I get irritated with the Ebony Williams rhetoric. She pushing all of this shit about regular jobs. Y'all need to be going for the regular niggas because that's what's wrong.
These bitches is fucking too quick. Like these bitches giving it up too quick, dog. Like prior to I've been outside for a long time, y'all. I'll be 29 next month. I've been outside for a while, right? And we didn't ever have to fuck to skip the line, to get in the club, to get in the sections. Like you bitches giving it up too easily just for some Instagram likes and shit.
That's the Sukiata generation.
I mean, goddamn, bitch.
I thought pussy was power.
And we ain't even have lace fronts on. We ain't even have to do all this extra shit.
Full out wigs, like full out granny wigs now. Full out Medea outfits. Like, I think Tyler Perry gets ready the same way these chicks get ready.
Easy. I hate to say it, but you bitches is easy.
The reason they easy because they got to stop getting dating advice and marriage advice from single bitches. Y'all Y'all should go to some married couples, get some advice from them if that's the goal that y'all want. If y'all want to be in the streets, then go get some advice from Suki. She'll tell you that.
Ronnie, you actually had it right on one of your posts a while ago. The reason why these chicks is easy is because they took away slut shaming and whore shaming. We empower the sluts and whores now. So now, if you empower sluts and whores, then naturally women are going to use their slutting and whoring to get what they have to get without putting minimal effort in. Because like I said, for a woman, being sexual is effortless. They can most of them can do that. Like breathe, it's nothing.
They act like getting dick is like something like special. Like all you bitches can get
nothing.
dick whenever y'all want.
And I'm on low vibration.
Day, you feel me? Like y'all
if they can do something.
Like, it's not. That's not like hard for y'all to do. So the fact that they be promoting like it's something special, like like it's not special. So what else are you about type shit? Most chicks they ain't about shit. They ain't got no personality outside. They looks, they lame, they boring.
Because of these hip hop assholes, bitches got all the standards and all the qualifications. But what do you have to fucking offer?
They can twerk for 10 minutes straight without stopping. Shout out to them. So like I said, shout out to the athletic. Shout out to the Simone Biles twerkers out there. Me personally, I just want to see black people in general just prioritizing healthy relationships and stop falling for looks and money because that's our problem. Anytime I see a prominent black figure get on the Breakfast Club or any podcast and talk about a look standard or a money standard, I feel like they're setting black people back. We need healthy relationships. Yeah. All that other shit is secondary.
We need healthy relationships.
Is it healthy?
Not this.
Does this person help you grow? Is this person trustworthy? Can I have, like I said, you have all the money in the world, but you dating a molester. You got all the money in the world, but you dating an abuser. Like, is this person trustworthy? Can I have this person around my kids? Can I bring this home back to my family? Like, come on now. Like, we prioritizing the wrong shit. Because anytime you prioritize money, who said, I think 50 Cent said this best. He said, anybody who prioritizes money, number one in their life, is liable to do some whole shit. And when you think about it, that's true. He said it best, because anybody that's money over everything, money, can I really trust you? Because you can be paid off to really do some shit, any shit, anything. If I don't see you have a moral compass and it's just go get the money, I can't trust you. Like the lawyer off Power, little Method Man character. I can't trust you because you get paid to do anything. So.
This type of lawyer I need on my team for sure.
I mean, if I'm guilty, of course, but that's a different story.
It's all Goodman type.
But it's all day. But speaking of, we got to talk about this Bud Light campaign. I know Ronnie's a little salty because his people, he had a lot of hope for this campaign because his people were supporting it. Lately, a couple weeks ago, Bud Light hired a trans influencer with millions and millions of followers on TikTok. And I guess they thought that it would be a good idea to bring in the trans community to try to capitalize on that base because, as we all know, that LGBT base is very strong. And if you can get them on your side, you damn it. If you get the LGBT on your side, you really can't lose because they're going to go hard for you. They're going to vouch for you, and they're going to go hard every time. So once they use this trans influencer in their campaign for Bud Light, and a lot of the OG Bud Light supporters and the right wing and MAGA and just
which are most
conservative
Bud Light drinkers,
exactly, and conservative people in general, they were outraged by this. And I believe if the number is correct, they dropped like over 20% of revenue.
Yeah.
God damn.
There were strikes and people were outraged.
Kid Rock shot up a bunch of Bud Lights. Then a bunch of people had.
He shot him?
It was literally like the most American like South Park thing. It was like Kid Rock with an AR-15 and a bunch of cases of Bud Light and just shot him up and like lit a cigar. Then I seen a bunch of other people doing it. Like even to this day, like I'll be on New York Post and some of these sites and I look at the comments and there'll be some racial stuff and they'll be like, oh, they're woke. They must like Bud Light. So I already quickly saw, I was like, oh, like this is going to backfire because they hired, this influencer name was like Dylan Mulvaney. I didn't know the motherfucker. Then I looked and because I read a lot of New York stuff and I read like a lot of political stuff at work, like news. So I kind of saw it early and I was like, okay. And then they hired like this, for her name, like a super liberal chick they wanted a new campaign because they wanted to reach a broader demographic. Like your demographic, like you said, is people from the sticks, right wing, red state type people. And she just wanted to, her quote, get it out of the frat boy stage. She wanted to broaden it, and to me, it backfired. And because you said you can't lose, but I'm like, this is one of the rare times I saw a fan base push back so much that they actually did lose.
They didn't study their fan base because, like, do gay people even drink Bud Light?
Exactly, Ronnie.
You can't lose. But it's not that. It's the people who traditionally have been drinking Bud Light, which are your MAGA.
Exactly.
But then the people that you gotta appeal to, though, that's your customer base.
I thought the same thing, but they like last year when everybody was doing seltzers, they have Bud Light seltzers they're trying to push. So when you do the seltzers, you're trying to get the white college girl shit, but they're probably looking like, well,
that's more
we only have ads that kind of promote a certain lifestyle. So in a sense, they kind of have been reaching out when you start making seltzers.
So you're saying the seltzers is more, that's what gay people drink?
I think that, no, I'm saying when you, sure, I guess. I'm just saying,
no,
I think seltzer is young. When I think,
it's low carb.
No, it's young white college. I think Marquette. I think who's on third, like White Claw. Everybody made their own
seltzer,
White Claw.
I think of D-Wade. I think of other sweet. But to go back to what you were saying, too, as far as like, I think when it comes to the backlash that Bud Light got, I think a lot of it, like you said, LGBT will ride for you, but the problem goes back to Ronnie says. I don't feel like Bud Light and LGBT, I know gay people drink Bud Light, but I think they swung at something that was like, wasn't really there. For you to get that LGBT support, you got to know that your product is something that they are going to push.
At least 51% of them had to been drinking.
Exactly.
Before y'all
LGBT,
went with that campaign.
They're not typically
51%.
I've never seen a beer sponsor at a LGBT parade or something like that. I've never seen they don't seem like the
last time you was at Pride Fest, you didn't see nothing, Eric?
No, actually, funny story. Last time we had an Airbnb, Breezy booked our Airbnb at Boys Town in Chicago. I didn't know what Boys Town was, but of course I should have known some Peter Pan shit was going on. So when we got there, it was just a bunch of rainbow flags everywhere. So we had a real nice R&B, so I didn't really care. And the Taco Bell was immaculate. One thing about it, if you're somewhere,
Airbnb was gay too.
But I'll tell you,
it was right up top of Taco Bell. Though.
If you're somewhere where gay people are at, the customer service is going to be immaculate. I will say, gay people when it comes to customer service are A1. Their customer service is immaculate everywhere. But they had an LGBT parade down there. It was massive.
Massive.
It was
the weekend
Yes.
Okay.
It was massive.
We could see it from the balcony. Like,
And
why is it always like random gay events? Like
It's not random.
It
It's
is
probably
random. They
it
planned
was
that
probably,
shit.
it was probably in
Protest, I think.
June and niggas just didn't realize it. Like,
it was a protest. It was a Black Lives Matter protest.
It was a Black Lives Matter.
'Cause this was 2020.
With it was like a Black Lives Matter.
That's when the
LGBT
LGBT took over the BLM.
It was huge.
And it got a little weird. And yeah.
But all I want, I just said that to say, when it comes to like their support, they'll support you if they're down. But I think Bud Light, they doing what some of these companies do, and they going away from what made them great. You got to understand your base. You got to understand your base. Now, when it comes to beer, who drinks beer more than anybody? College, frat, motherfucker.
Wisconsin.
When did you drink the most beer in your life? When you was in college. More than most people drink beer, and then the other time you drink beer, what? For sporting events. Those are the 2 times you're going to drink the most beer. Now, you got beer drinkers who beer drink it all the time, but the average person drinks the most beer in college and for sporting events. So if you take away the college aspect, you're fucking up the majority of your base that's drinking it, because that's the majority of the people. So I just feel like they tried to get, and this is an example of it, and I hate to sound like a
conservative.
I hate to sound like Eric Trump here, but
Do we have a red cup for his MAGA hat?
I hate to say it, but this is
Put
where
your red cups up.
this is where that woke shit fucks you up.
We need
Woke
MAGA
shit
cups
turning into broke
for
shit.
MAGA on them.
The only way Bud Light can come back from this is if they turn their cans red. If y'all turn them red, y'all be back good.
but that's Budweiser. They got to separate it. They got to do.
They got to just merge it.
Right.
Budweiser Light.
But let's be clear, as a
rid of
Milwaukee
the whole-
native, fuck them. It's Miller all day.
Yeah.
Fuck them. That's more for our city economy. So I hope
Miller and White Claw.
I hope that's making Miller go up. That means that's more money going to our city.
You know Miller with the LGBT too.
Well, they haven't
cool.
forced.
But they actually with them now. Like they actually like. I have like my aunt partner, my aunt wife was a high ranking person at Miller for a while. They did their first march. Like they're kind of pro, but it's their fan base is different. Like you said, they're Bud Light, Budweiser. That's really the stick. Miller is too, but Miller. Like I listen to podcasts. They do Miller like commercials, like progressive liberal stuff. So their fan base is different. This is what we're seeing, that right wing.
Yeah.
Like I said, they ride or die for their shit, and it's coded racism and sexism and misogyny, but it's all under one shit. We don't play that, and I respect it. Because only reason I respect it, because they don't waver. And they like, we don't want this freaky ass shit. We want horses, trucks, Ford shit in our commercials. Right. We don't want no transsexual part. And I, it's crazy, it's bigoted, but I respect that they stood on it. They swung, they missed, and the person who did the campaign, they got fired. All them motherfuckers got fired. They doubled down on it. They stood them. They fired them. Yes.
Damn.
Yes.
Now they can trans out of their new position and transfer. That's what they can do. Transfer to a new department.
Oh God.
You want to ride with it, you can trans on out. So and at the end of the day, man, you got to know your base. You got to know your audience. You got to know what's going on.
That was a marketing fail.
Shout out to but like I said, shout out to Miller doing it the right way and actually putting the foot on the ground and actually supporting the LGBT in the right way. Because I did that, just like when it comes to black issues and it comes to anybody's issues, we respect the companies who put the boots on the ground and actually put the work in and who've been doing it for years, and then you can get the respect. But here's the thing about the right wingers. The right wingers don't have, see, this is where these businesses are fucking up. The right wingers don't have the numbers. The liberals have the numbers. So from a business standpoint, a lot of them want to cater to the majority. So they look at the liberals and they look at what's going on and they look at the new trends and they're like, okay, we want to cater to this new trend, or we want to get new school. We want to get with the times. And then what happens is they abandon the original base that they don't find value in because the numbers aren't there. But what they don't understand is just like with voting, liberals are all over the place. For liberals, you could just be a wave, or you could just be a moment, or you could just be one of 3 beers that's going to be. Whereas with conservatives, they're going to stick to their shit. Like Colin said, they have their shit, and they're going to stick to it. So what you're doing is you're trading off a base that's going to support you no matter what for a base that you just might be the trend for that moment. Because we're protesting with
and
you.
they crap the fuck out, and it is what it is.
So yeah, fuck Bud Light, all about the Miller Lite. We might have some Miller. I don't even drink beer, but I might grab a Miller Lite for next episode, just for in support and solidarity. So fuck them. Another thing I do want to talk about the Jordan Neely situation. on the what was that? The New York subway, right?
Yeah.
R.I.P. to Jordan Neely. Condolences to his family. Condolences to everybody that was affected by him. He was a homeless man that was on a subway, and apparently they're saying that he was shouting or, doing crazy shit that everybody's been around a homeless crazy person that's doing crazy shit does, probably.
Remember that lady was like doing random workouts?
Yeah, homeless. We've all seen it. We all been on buses, subways, bus stops when we see a homeless person or a drug addict or somebody, whatever. I'm not saying that. I don't know what he was. But apparently he was shouting and doing some crazy shit.
I could tell you what he was. Tell you what he was. He was definitely a homeless person struggling with mental health. So he got I'm not even doing no like Republican shit. I'm just laying out the facts because, like I said, I read a lot of New York Times, New York. I read the shit when it first happened, and I've been reading it before it got mainstream. So he was a guy who got arrested a bunch. He had mental health issues, and I guess he was harassing people for a while on that train and on that platform. That particular day, because a lot of people will say he was just asking for money.
Wait, kind of harassing?
No, listen. A lot of people say he was just asking for money. Those are, the liberal people. But what happened was he was asked for money. Then when they would say no, he was threatening people. He attacked a 65-year-old person like a few weeks before, broke their nose. So he was an unstable person. Now his uncle came out later after he died and said his mother died a while back. He never recovered, but he was medicating himself with K2. That was kind of the burial. Wow. So that makes
because gave me some details. That
I couldn't know because you know what, a lot of people I know, my sister, a lot of people was jumping on board, and they was like, "What's the problem? Why nobody help them?" They was like, "Cause I've been, I frequented,
Shut the fuck up, bro.
I frequented Chicago a lot, so I've been on red trains and blue trains and pink lines when niggas is crazy and shit like that. I know how it is, and y'all been in New York, y'all got a little taste, but they said like this, and that's New York is a cesspool. These bigger cities are a problem, so." I just want to say that, rest in peace. He didn't deserve to die, but I'm not going to act like he was just like asked for money and a white dude snapped. He probably was going crazy because even me, people think I'll snap. I'll shut up. I'll let you rock as long as you're not really, even if, hey, brother, I put my hand up. I'm not, no, sorry, excuse me. I'm not in the mood. I'm on the phone. I can't help you. And most people are respectful, but, he has a rap sheet. So when his uncle put out the K2 stuff, I'm like, the little teetering cape I had, that was all gone.
I was reading that the guy that choked him out was a Marine vet, but I don't know if I misread it. Was the guy that died, was he a vet too? Or?
No. He was a Michael Jackson impersonator. Yeah. Then the white guy was a Marine vet. Now he even said he choked him out just to put him unconscious, but he didn't realize he died. And everybody on the train thought he passed out. So I don't know how long the sleeper hold is. And even 7 minutes, that's a long time. You're dead.
7 minutes.
From a Marine vet, that shit to kill
but
you.
also they, it's a lot. They said there was from that train alone, there was 4 911 calls. Not even just from him. They said they saw weapons. He got 2 911 calls. So again, I'm just putting all the facts out there.
So if he got 2 911 calls, he had to be doing some belligerent shit. But I can't cape for a white dude that put him in a sleeper hole because I be feeling like white men, especially the little military Trump ass ones. They look like they dream of these type of situations where they feel like they can get a free nigga.
My question is, what if he was a black guy?
If it was a black guy, it'd be different. But I feel like, I don't think I don't think a black dude would have killed dude though, because I think as black people,
if he was white, he wouldn't have choked him to death either.
I think as black people, we are exactly. But I think as black people, we're just more used to that environment, especially black people from around there. I know a lot of these white, because another thing that we've been seeing a lot of. These white people killing black people that's coming to the wrong house, or motherfuckers pulling in white people driveways, getting shot. A lot of these old MAGA people are that's the reason why people like Kyle Rittenhouse get slurped the way they get slurped. Because a lot of these old white conservative motherfuckers, they just want to kill somebody, especially somebody that's different from what they believe in. So if they get an opportunity where they can get a free Kyle Rittenhouse kill, then they're going to take it. So I don't give him the cape. However... to flip my cape inside out, I'm sorry.
Flip it red. We're just going to go blue to red.
There needs to be something done when it comes to these bums and crackheads and drug motherfuckers on public transportation. There's no reason why, if let's say I'm taking a bus every day and I got to get to work and all, there's no reason if I'm a tax-paying citizen trying to get to work every day, that I should be fearing for my life and fearing for my safety because y'all are having crackheads and bum and homeless motherfuckers threatening. Like two 911 calls.
As long as they got that $2.25 to get on the bus.
A lot of them don't.
In Milwaukee,
we need more security. security.
figure on the subway, like in New York,
you can ride it for free.
you can ride it for free. And in New York, it's you got to pay for one way, so they just keep.
Hey, I ain't got it. They got to let you on. I didn't know that.
I didn't know that's a reason.
And those of you who haven't read, and those of you who have never been on the New York subway, the New York subway is unlike any experience.
The motherfucker was beeping because people will go through the door. And shit.
People hop on it all the time. You get people that go on the subway just to perform. And try to get money.
It was cold.
And like it's a whole underground.
Police will be 4 cars down. They doing their show before the police walk up to them. And
it's a whole underground world on that subway.
Crazy.
You got people who damn near live on the subway in New York. So it's a crazy thing. But I think that comes down to
you think this Michael Jackson impersonation was so bad. The white boy's like, I got it. This Billie Jean shit is killing me. He just choked him out.
Bro, stop it.
I'm just asking. He's like, fuck. I love human nature.
The dude that got choked out was a Michael Jackson impersonator.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know. Maybe he moonwalked his way into
the
show.
He was K2'd out. He was off beat.
Stop it, bro.
He was trash. The guys we saw was good. So
he was getting cut for sure.
I mean, at the end of the day, man.
Christ.
I'm just
I hate, like I said, I love Michael Jackson. I love Michael Jackson. I love You Rock My World. I hate he had to get his world rocked, but he needs to stop with it. We need to figure out a way that we can end all of this.
This is the thing. He got taken. The dude I forgot his name. They actually finally released his name. The military guy, the Marine. So I guess they took him to custody.
What should be the penalty for him?
They took him to custody and they let him go immediately. His name got released. Now with the pressure, I think he should get involuntary manslaughter.
Yeah, exactly.
No more, maybe 6 months.
5 years.
Nah, I think he should get probation because it's like
depending on if he has priors. Marine.
The chokehold he used, he probably shouldn't have no business.
But he can say self-defense.
It wasn't no self-defense.
Ronnie, you forgetting the aspect
of he was posing a threat to society.
I'm saying the only
what was dude doing? Did he have a knife out?
Was he yelling? The only way we'll know that if people on the train come out and say I was threatening him. The dude can just say self-defense because they already took him into custody. So it would take people that either call 911 who are on that train because they have
people called 911. Yeah. 2 people. So somebody's gonna testify.
So they already had protests and stuff. So I don't know if we're gonna see more stuff come out. But my thing, even with the protests, is like, okay, everybody protesting, AOC, all these political people. What are you doing for the mentally deranged, the homeless?
Exactly.
Because are you sheltering? Because we're out. You know what they tell them in NY? You know what the liberal people, because that's Eric Adams, they're liberal. You know what they tell them when a homeless person or an unhoused person is attacking you? They say, spill your drink and distract them. Throw some chips and distract them. So
throw some chips and distract them.
I swear to God, they'll tell you that. Spill a drink and I throw them off and you run. All that sound good until AOC is running in the park and a homeless dude hit her upside the head with a hammer. You know what I mean? So
wait. They telling people if you getting attacked by a crackhead,
not attacked, but if you feel uncomfortable, distract them somehow.
Throw some chips.
Yeah, whatever.
Like they
spill a drink, like it's like a cat or a dog, or like a little. But that's what I'm saying. That's what they tell them. Don't attack them.
Shit ever, man. Y'all don't do that dumbass shit. Y'all gonna be dead.
I will never.
That's like that get big to scare away.
You kind of damn near sound like you're pro chokeout.
I had to be. Y'all talking about throwing out chips.
Right now, I know you. If a dude is not only, let me get it out. I'm good. What you mean you good? You're not gonna just sit there and turn your headphones.
Broke ass nigga.
Basically what I'm hearing,
he just bit his lip. Pause.
Not letting it go.
As long as motherfucker ain't don't step into my circle.
No,
you push me. It's on and popping. You don't push
so
me.
what if you just push him? Sorry, what if you just push him and he hit his head on the ground and died like Coach Heath from Cooley High?
I'm out with that. I ain't push him.
But the thing about it is the fact that there was multiple 911 calls. He has a rap sheet of doing crazy shit. And that, I mean, let's say if we go somewhere and we in a room with 6 people and 2 people call the police on one guy and the one guy we called the police got choked out, I'm going to assume that he was threatening motherfuckers and shit like that. And especially if he has a rap sheet.
Unless it's a white guy who kills him, then
to be like I said, to be 100% fair and just to keep it all the way real, he did not deserve to die. He should not have died.
I agree.
I'm not pro killing people over that type of shit.
So
not that that's wrong.
The Marine should get? What punishment should he get?
He should get at least
5
I think he should get 5
years, right?
Yeah.
No. He should get 5, but he should get 2 on paper, 2 on house arrest. 3 in, 2 on house arrest. And this is the reason why I say that. This is the reason why I say that is because you can make the case Because if two people called the police and multiple people come out and said that they felt threatened, you could make the case he was damn near a little hero or some shit. You could make the case that he saved the day.
But feeling threatened.
I wouldn't do it. I wouldn't do it.
And then him actually, doing,
I'm just trying to put myself in the white brain of what they're gonna flip it.
No, he's heralded the Republican right, or the Stand Your Ground group. He's heralded as a. Because they're gonna hold him as a hero. Because they were bringing up. That's where I saw he was arrested like 44 times. When I was seeing
44 times.
Yeah, he's home. Like his uncle's like he's been in the streets. He wanted to be in the streets. The only time he was in the streets when he would get locked up, he would come stay with us. But he refused help, which I know people like that.
Remember we talked about how some homeless people they love that homeless lifestyle.
They got to get put down, unfortunately, and that's what it sounds like happening.
It sounds like.
But he should still get. He was a menace, so he should still get 5 years in the Marine.
Yeah, because that ain't up to him to put him down. He lead
no, they have like a law in New York where it's like a citizens action type of thing. You can't kill nobody.
They do got citizens arrest in New York. They do got that shit for real out there.
But honestly, all the guy has to do is say, "I felt threatened." Right. Now, if somebody comes out and say he was just asking for money, because a lot of people protesting was on the train. But if you get enough little MAGA people that was on the train, they made cake for him. Like I said, I think he's personally going to skate.
Did they have any footage from the train?
He might.
Yeah, they had him on video getting choked out to
the
death.
fuck out.
But they don't have nothing before that.
No, because even it was a black dude that was around.
See, that's what fucked them up because actually a situation like that happened in Milwaukee. A guy from our church was killed because he was panhandling on 27th Street. And he became irate with somebody, and they shot and killed him.
Ooh.
But I remember Sister Bishop's son, Hanky.
Oh wow, I didn't know that. Wow,
yeah, that's how he died.
Up. I didn't know that.
He was panhandling. Yep.
R.I.P. to him, but that's fucked up.
But that gas station had footage of the altercation, so the guy who shot him did end up doing jail time.
I'm gonna tell you why he's gonna get off. He may get arrested again or questioned because of the media protest, but I know somebody personally who brother had the same thing. West Dallas, they thought he was stealing 3 white dudes on his neck, like George Floyd, what was his name, Oscar, that from Fruitvale Station. My brother's baby mama, her brother died like that. 3 white dudes, hillbilly dudes, saw him stolen, thought they was Superman, was on his neck for like 5 minutes, and he died like that. But they got off. They had protesting all type of shit. Corey Stingley was his name. So that happened, and all 3 of them dudes got off. So I'm saying, I personally think he should probably get 6 months, maybe, because it's involuntary. Yeah. It's hard to tell.
No more than 6 months.
But with him being white,
you kill somebody,
this is what we got to be careful of too. This is what we got to be careful of.
Not a crackhead. I'm sorry.
Now this is why you got to give him a little time, though, Colin, because what you don't want to do is
crackhead lives don't matter.
No,
you don't want to empower the other MAGA people to feel like, okay, let's get the chokehold of niggas now.
Like, Eric, you be wanting to exterminate these crazy, displaced niggas. So.
I do, but I'm also don't represent a group of people that's trying to kill niggas.
It sounds like natural selection. What they say, right?
It just sounds like we need more security on public transportation so that civilians don't have to make these calls.
Have you ever seen security? They use like fat college niggas. Like they
don't
do nothing.
But I mean, we need some sort of deterrent. Like hire some of these wannabe tough niggas that's at the door at Mango's and those other places and put them on these buses.
But
so
you
they
put
can
them
really
on the bus, they ain't gonna get no bitches. You heard what Ebony Williams was saying.